the reality is the sky are still very far from that.
If you say Angel's not as big as Caitlin, because she's not, guys. That's the reality of it all.
Reese Angel is losing it in the wake of all the elite free agents. Utterly degraded her super team. In Chicago, she talked a lot about fantasy, but she was placed on red after the league rejected her.
So, not a good day for the Chicago Sky. Not a good day at all, because
currently with Reese, the Sky appeared to be a ruin, leading what may be considered a Squad Sky's exalted pickup isn't. You know, they're all thrilled that they want to be fired. It's hilarious that Angel Reese jumped on her podcast some time ago with the type of assurance that only a single person, she may have actually stated, delusional, using her entire chest she was establishing a Chicago powerhouse.
Sky fans aren't happy. They all want her fired.
A WNBA super team. Dynasty, as if she were going to take over the league or comparable. Fast forward to the present. As well as check if the powerhouse blew a deal. Fuse because the skies around Chicago are roughly as dangerous as a damp napkin.
The Angel Reese effect? No.
Let's be honest. The heavens are situated in the center of a complete reconstruction. Translation there. Not even making an effort to appear competitive. Nevertheless, in the midst of everything, Reese honestly thought this mess. Well-known all-stars would be waiting in line too. Not one person played with her. 1-0. She's out here acting as though I'm the spokesperson for. Free agents are not in the league at the moment. Here, packed and blocking her number. Their bags for absolutely any other location.
Get told no. Like, you're gonna get the yeses. You're gonna get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that. So I'm excited for that. I know that's gonna come.
Free agent is progressing nicely, and what's nothing at all is happening in Chicago. It's as quiet as tumbling tumbleweeds. The roster is displayed through a vacant gym, less filled than Reese's recruitment assurances. Talent is being stacked by other teams out here. Reese is playing a game of Jenga. I'm stranded in Chicago, like who knows anyone. When one appeared, you'd believe she was making an effort to assemble a group in Antarctica. The people fled this project.
We have heard news from the journalist who reports on the WNBA, and because she is not a homer like a lot of the other people, like normally journalists are complete homers for one team.
She was excited, presenting herself as a WNBA style. Pat Riley's phone conversations and closing transactions, but this isn't NBA 2K. And the calls were routed directly to unread voicemail or worse, and never opened. Just think of how confident what it takes to let people know you're starting a great team, followed by each major. In contrast, Sprint is a free agent. Angel Reese didn't simply receive. Ignoring it, she was curved by the whole league.
Core pieces like that, because you could be part of developing them and developing towards a title contending season. But the reality is the Sky are still very far from that.
Now, let's dive into the name, since it becomes even more. When you boil it down, it's embarrassing. The absence of Kelsey Plum. She's going to Los Angeles to have a wild time with you would expect that Sparks Joel Lloyd would be at. Take Chicago, for example. She's a literal. She was born and raised in Chicago, which has the ideal hometown hero story is prepared.
Oh, lads, this is not great news, for the Chicago Sky, who are a team that obviously they're rebuilding. This is a team that is 100% rebuilding. The problem is they don't own their pick.
You understand. She got a contract with Las Vegas. She declined the windy instead, Vegas City as well as Sin City, since, apparently, a championship is being played. Wilson is a bit more with AA. More alluring than being confined to Chicago. Observing the host and Ree's SMI layups. Brittany Griner podcasts directly to Alyssa Thomas Phoenix of Atlanta. These not only did women avoid Chicago, but they, like a horrible Tinder date, they ghosted it. Reese left the place and everyone behind. Shut down their location-based services.
The whole
Also,
city is obsessed with you.
I know. I love it
All
here.
the time.
It feels like Baltimore here. I love it here. It does.
Kind of. A little bit. A little DMV action.
Not only is it a matter of preference, but rejection on the magnitude of the league. No one wishes to prevent the smoke from becoming trapped in the. You and Angel Reese share the same locker room. Might provide these stars with a max contract, a penthouse, and a private jet are not yet arriving, because when it does, the only thing rising in Chicago is, why would the drama, not the wins? They are serious. What would any respectable free agent do? Even consider collaborating with Angel in that sweltering chaos of a franchise without any leadership, no culture, no direction.
About the three big names you gotta know: Alyssa Thomas, Natasha Cloud, Brittany Griner. Let's start with Brittany Griner, joining Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard in Atlanta. Dream team?
It's A. Reconstructing the squad with nothing at all. To demonstrate, Reese discusses being the primary appeal, but you know what, actual stars do not intend to become backup dancers. They're making an effort with the Angel Reese show to win titles rather than serve as a backup role.
And I can't help but wonder, is that what happened here? Is Angel Reese and the way she wants to play, and I don't know if you've ever noticed her social media posts, but she's very me, always. Me.
However, it gets better. In fact, Reese is incredibly confident, believed that her next move was to recruit. She was attempting to work out here, talking up players behind the scenes. Unmatched name dropping and behaving like she has the same level of pull as a WNBA player. Kingmaker, however, rather than creating she recently created a group chat, fantastic team, dotted with blue check marks that are never replied, that she genuinely thought that, due to the fact that she was popular once throughout. In March Madness, she could unexpectedly create her team, but that's not how the WNBA operates.
Throughout the year, WNBA players were demanding to be given credit for elevating the league. Angel Reese claimed that she was along with their pretend friends in the mainstream media. They wanted us to believe that the WNBA was exploding in popularity.
She even attempted to drag Gabby Williams. Gabby did observe the pandemonium, examined the front desk, examined the league's public face, and struck her with a fat, no shade at all. In fact, every shade. Gabby has no desire to participate in her experiment. Angel Reese isn't the only one word other players is used. We're deliberately put off by the notion of playing beside her as though Angel were that is an automatic red flag for a recruiter.
Now.
They wanted to keep all the credit for themselves while downplaying the impact of the only star in the league, Caitlin.
Let's discuss Kennedy Carter as well. You would imagine that the top scorer for the Sky, Reese, could at least keep her on board. Correct. Incorrect. Carter didn't even receive a qualifying offer. Give it some thought. Past season's top player on the squad did not even request to remain, and it's not. She was stable, even if Carter had a rough year. However, Chicago's front desk was similar. You are aware of how dysfunctional the team must allow their top scorer to, when rebuilding, walk for nothing.
Let's think about Caitlin Clark. Yeah.
Because you genuinely believe that Angel Reese had nothing to do with the possibility that Carter not have a reputation for avoiding drama herself. However, she was able to see the lettering on. She sank out of the wall like someone avoiding a project in which the group, Reese, the class's loudest member, isn't only not bringing in talent, she's actively removing it, as if when she speaks in order to recruit, another player signs a contract elsewhere.
Chicago Sky run it back. They're probably not making the playoffs next year. Look, I think there's going to be an improvement from Angel Reese. I think it's going to be an improvement from Cardoso. But that team with no Kennedy Carter, it's going to be real tough to get any offensive power.
In summary, Angel Reese spoke a big game, stated that she will construct legendary, but what she's really no all-stars, genuinely built, is a big fat. No recruits, no breezes, just ghosted texts, burned bridges, as well as a great deal of this is an awkward silence in Chicago. This is basically a terrible offseason. Complete tour of humiliation and guess. It's Miss Who's in the spotlight. I am the league spokesperson, observing the fantasy of the elite team burn to ashes as the rest of the WNBA moves. Continue on without her.
It seems the Chicago Sky have had to move 2 of their home games.
Angel's situation worsens. Just when you believe she's hit she takes a shovel and digs at the bottom of the rock. Further, directly into the catastrophe that is Chicago basketball right now. And to be honest, nobody is shocked because when your team appears to be operating, departing from a community center, and your tick is the franchise player's primary concentration, you can't realistically expect to get more talks than titles. Achievement, but let's dissect everything, as this clown act is worthy of its own. 3-ring circus.
The Sky's typical home arena is able to hold. And of course, I mean, this is a duh for so many reasons.
Initially, let's start by discussing facilities, how the Aces, Liberty, and other WNBA teams. Millions are being invested in top-tier training facilities, Chicago said. The Sky is good. It doesn't even have a appropriate elite facility till 2026. 2 more years is not a misprint. They are actually rehearsing what a high school gym is being referred to by athletes as a gym in a high school league. They have Angel, and they're growing like crazy. Reese exercising with her buddies in like us, a glorified rec center. Serious, you've got teams running high recovery chambers for performance analytics, nourishment specialists, followed by the Sky. Ankle taping in the janitors. The closet.
Y'all shouldn't be mad about this, bro. Like, this is just the reality of the situation. You're not a hater. You're not none of that if you say Angel's not as big as Caitlyn. Because she's not, guys. That's the reality of it all, bro.
This goes beyond simple discomfort. The Sky is completely disrespected. Professional players being treated like WCK League. Gamers making them practice in a squeaky high school gym that was glorified. Rims and no improvements until 2026, as well as the straight trash on-court product 13-2. Their worst performance since 2020 was 27 in 2023. It was intended that Angel Reese would alter the culture, which she accomplished by transforming it into a complete chaos. According to insiders, the locker room is a mess. Poisonous. The front desk is a revolving door, and culture only provides a choose a few, and I wonder who that might be. Not only is Reese not leading well, she's probably the primary cause of everything's disintegrating.
And as of right now, to my knowledge, what I've seen, no other Angel Reese games have been moved due to potential attendance for said game.
You believe that every star aspires to walk into that they're seeking to win rings, not attend a reunion of Real Housewives. The WNBA is overflowing with hungry, brilliant ladies who seek professionalism, framework, and a culture that places a high priority on team accomplishment while Reese is away, selling mayhem with a dash of influence. She's peddling this image of chasing. Chicago seems like an exclusive travel destination. However, it's actually just one enormous red flag.
Just trying to give myself some grace because I know I'm not the player that I want to be just yet, but also kind of patting myself in the back, telling myself that I'm still...
Let's now pause to appreciate the Indiana Fever due of their performance. All as well as Reese is occupied, losing teammates and mishandling bags. Indiana recently performed a masterful free. Natasha Howard was taken up by the agency. Diana Boner, Sophie Cunningham, and Sydney. That's 4 playoffs that have shown high Carlson. Veteran all-in-one off-season. IQ high motor veteran. That's how you assemble a squad. You demonstrate your seriousness to the league.
America's team versus a team who has the person who is the scourge of society. Oh, God. Oh, man. Quote, they watch for me, too.
And simply, to twist the knife a little deeper, Brianna Turner was also taken by Reese, right out from under her own teammate. Nose that resembles your closest companion. Switching schools, since they don't. No longer wish to join you for lunch. Turner might have been the ideal addition to construct in Chicago, but she noticed the dysfunction and left immediately. That's the result of your purported. The franchise leader is out there behaving as though a famous person rather than a professional. Oh, athlete. The humiliation never goes away. Supporting Angel Reese while she was busy promoting her make-believe super team in Chicago, the Indiana Fever were out here. In control of free agency, they quit. Brianna Turner was taken by Kelsey Mitchell and filled up with veterans like Natasha. In the meantime, Chicago's Howard and Diana Boner. They flattened, but they kept their free agency. Out didn't arrive. They weren't competitors, athletes, or even a portion of the
talk. The Indiana Fever are that golden destination, and I can't help but laugh to the fans and the people online and the media commentators, unfortunately, who said that nobody wanted to play in Indiana. That doesn't make any.
And what's the rationale for the ascent of Caitlin Clark in Indiana? The league is placing all of its money on her, and who can really blame them? She wins games, fills arenas, and brings. Guys, you have genuine energy.
This is the motion that the Indiana Fever / Caitlin Clark have.
Conversely, Reese is over in Chicago co-founded the league that is unmatched, which were unable to even come together. 100,000 watchers is revolutionary, but not more. Similar to Invisible.
Guys, I'm telling you, when Caitlin Clark comes to town, put it in the big arena because she is box office and it is going to be big money.
Is the attraction. Caitlin is the maker, while Reese is the echo, making news with her play Angels. Noise, echoing from an empty gym, and self-promotion is double-dipping. When no one is around, the machine is cute. Observing how the crowd have expressed their excitement has moved on, and Reese is left reposting clips from podcasts attempting to persuade she's still relevant in the world, but she's not the spotlight has changed, and Angel she's not even in the frame anymore.
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched.
And the Chicago Sky's Kennedy Carter, past season's top scorer. You are aware of the lone individual making buckets, while the others were having fun. Hide and seek with constancy, yes, that Kennedy shown. The attacking load was carried by strong numbers, and she didn't even receive anything in return. The Sky is the AAL Ifeing offer. Simply let her go without offering a counter. Negotiations, no. We appreciate your contributions, simply a door slam and a news release.
Well, now, jealous WNBA players will have the opportunity to earn that credit. Now, players like Angel Reese, they will be given the chance to test their star power.
The GM released some ambiguous statement that is passive-aggressive, such as we made adjustments affecting Kennedy's fit. The locker is being translated by the team. They're fed up with the circus that is the room, acting as though Angel Reese is not the one distributing clown costumes because, well, being truthful when your top scorer is removed. Angel Reese remains unaffected by you. Already understand the source of the issue. From
Kennedy had an incredible season for us last year, says the GM. She's extremely talented and is a player that can impact the game at the highest level in our league. We absolutely appreciate all she did for our
Insider reports were fast to follow, and they're not attractive. It seems that Reese wasn't simply struggling with. She was out here running to recruit colleagues who are out of town. Coaches have left the culture. Lifeless as soon as she entered, it changed. From reconstruction to a hostage scenario. She is acting like a diva at full volume, pretending to be the Hive's queen bee, crowded with players who are obviously uninterested in relation to her.
However, we've made changes to our staff and we'll make changes to our roster. Those changes impact Kennedy's fit on the team, so we wanted to give her the best opportunity as a free agent.
Insider reports were quick to follow, and they're not pretty.